address, and being in half Malayali, what more I can ask for, right? So thank you for having me here today. And as we gather here, so I would like to congratulate for completing a decade of Kusum. That's a great achievement. Startup India, so the numbers are wrong. We are more. DPIIT registered itself 7,000 plus. That means the state connecting with center, this is the very first state which has 100% of DPIIT registration. We generally go to different states asking them to register on our portal and take all the facilities that the center provides. But this is the first state which has 100% of registration, and I must say, so this is all because of you and the Kusum team, which is putting great effort to tell them what is happening across country. So with that, I would like to take you guys more on what Startup India sir was talking about, more on funding availability and many more things. And I'm here to share a bit of knowledge that there is a huge pool of fund across ministries dedicatedly for startups, because country is more and more interested towards the entrepreneurs, towards the startups growth across, So with that, Startup India started in 2016 January with a clear-cut 19 action plan, where we support across vertical startups, across states, and also bridge the gap between different countries in India. So far we have over 1.8 lakhs DPIIT registered startup, and we are trying to encourage more and more folks to register, but with us itself it is 1.8 lakhs registered startup we have, and where these startups are making lots of change in across lives, right? Creating 19 lakhs plus jobs across 56 industries is commendable. In that, 52% recognized startups are non-metro, where Sir said just now that Kerala going to be one state which will touch from corner to corner, not only Kochi being the hub, right? So similarly, every other states are also planning to encourage tier 2, tier 3, and this is the result of it. 52% are already from non-metro cities and from tier 2, tier 3s, and out of which 48% has one woman founder or co-founder, which is like massive achievement, and we will cross more than that in near future. And this shows how women are leading the country, right? So then, over 31,000 plus startups are onboarded on GEM platform. Those who don't know what is GEM is, it's a government market platform where you can put out your products, and government being the first buyer over there. So which is actually created 44 lakh orders in total so far, which is again commendable. People who are not aware of GEM, please, I request you to go through their portal, understand more, and it's one of the best platform to project your products, which government can actually buy through, right? So there are seed fund programs. Many of the incubation centers know, may not the startups, but in the seed fund program, so far we have deployed over 945 crore across India with all the state incubators, by the way. So out of which 244 incubators are the beneficiary for this program, where up to 10 crore per incubator is being disbursed so far. So benefiting almost 3,000 startups across India for a seed funding, whether you are in ideation stage or you're still in a prototype. That seed funding is helping student entrepreneurs or even a new founder to have some kind of an elevate fund and then reach out to the angels, right? So there is a massive effort alone from DPIIT is being put, but similarly every other ministry also has a dedicated funds for startups which I would like you guys to go through and also avail facility through incubators. That is one, and we also have Fund of Funds, which has been recently announced. The Fund of Fund 2.0 is recently announced, which is 10,000 crore alone from DPIIT, which will be monitored through SIDBI, where the funds will be given for AIFs, which is micro VCs, by the way. And so I would like to request you that we want to see more of Kerala AIFs to participate and take the funding from the center and support more and more startups, because there is very less AIFs which got being a beneficiary in the last trench. At least we would like to invite more and more AIFs from Kerala in this front, right? So there is something called credit guarantee. How many of you have heard about credit guarantee from the startup ecosystem here? Can you please raise your hands? How many? Very few, less than 10, right? So there's something called credit guarantee scheme that Startup India hosts, where you get the credit from the bankers for which the government is a guarantor of 80%, right? Without any collaterals, they give the funds. So far we have reached 281 loans for startups across industries worth of 600 plus crore money is being given as a credit guarantee loans for the startups, right? So this is something, and we closely monitor those loans as well, and such startups have been able to create 25,000 plus jobs across. So there is some kind of change makers who are availing all sort of facilities across state government and center government initiatives. I request you guys to actually go through this as well. Don't think if the angel investors or VCs have not come on time, just go and check how the credit guarantee works. There is certain parameters to it. If you are eligible, you will still get the support, right? So then we don't look only at fundings, right? Startup India is in charge to also look at regulatory policies and many more things for ease of doing business, right? So far Startup India has changed 63 plus regulatory reforms across to help our startups to run their business smoothly, whether it is within India or even internationally. So that is where our role comes in terms of helping startup from the policy and regulatory points. And so far there's something called tax exemption for startups. How many of you know that? Tax exemption for startups, right? So it is called DPIIT initiative, where startups have been given 3 years of tax exemption within 10 years of their incorporation, right? So startups apply for that and take the benefit. So over 4,000 plus startups have availed the facility so far for tax exemption, and we are in a cycle of reviewing many more applications, which happens on the regular basis. There's no time period. You can apply. If you're not complied, if you have been rejected also, don't worry. It's just a 3 months of lock-in period which happens, and then you can work again on your documentation and reach the criterias and apply back again. So that is one thing I would like to encourage all the founders sitting out here to avail the facility of tax exemption, which will give a big elevate. You can put that fund back into your R&D or many other marketing related things. So that's the main reason the government of India has come up with this scheme as well. So in terms of market linkage, internally, of course, yes, we have GEM platform, but that is not enough, right? We need access to international markets and visibility. So what does Startup India do? We host startup, we take them on delegation to different countries. Even the other countries are very interested in Indian startups. So the ask comes from different countries in particular divisions or in particular business itself. For example, if Africa is asking us, they want to host agri-tech startups, we take the delegations over there with our expense and to make sure that the cross-border linkage happens. So far, we have done 21 such bridges with 21 different countries, and we always in the dialogue with them to see what more we can do for the startup ecosystem, how the soft landing of our startups can happen in those countries, how they can get funding support.